This is the GOOGS Track video you've been waiting for. We're just heading out of Ceduna, heading, well, I guess it's west or south. It's kind of south or west, or I don't know. But we're just driving past the BP. That's the last fuel heading out of town. And there's a bit of a checkpoint here for when you come back from, basically when you come back from WA into South Australia. It doesn't count for getting checked into South Australia until you get to this point of South Australia. Anyway, this is where we're headed, up towards the start of GOOGS Track, and I will show you the way to get there from Ceduna. So look, like right now we're heading to, what's it called, Penong or Penola, but something. There's a caravan park about 70 k's up the road. There's the checking station. Okay, you need a pass to go into Western Australia. We're not doing that. Just up here somewhere, we're going to turn off again and we'll show you the turn. There's the sign. Penong, that's what I was thinking of, 70 k's. We're not going there. Over the railway crossing, we're turning right. So you come up around the bend, you just think you're headed that way, and you come around the bend to the left, and you've got to turn right here. Calambie 15. Warning, gravel roads, surface conditions, change off and drive carefully. The start of the dirt road, we're stopping to let a little bit of air out of the tyres, but probably a bit of fun, and we're going to need some more air lower later on in the trip. Okay, we just let our tyres down to about, mid-20s, a bit lower than we'd normally go on this sort of dirt road, but eventually we're going to hit sand. It won't be far up the road, so sort of a bit of a mix, about 24, 25. And we'll probably have to go lower once we hit a few of the sand dunes. Let's see what happens. Okay, we've just gone through the gate. Following the road straight ahead, you'll come through the gate, and that's the track on our right. Just thought I'd point in there and show you that GOOGS Track is the one we're on. They're just putting their sand flags on and letting the tyres down to sand pressures. What we're looking at here is a bunch of guys trying to work out how to fit up a sand flag. It's always funny to watch, bit like the at the boat ramp type video. We're coming towards an end now. It's been about 10 minutes. First time that sand flag on that vehicle. A antenna mount wrapped around the bull bar. Let's see how that works out. We'll have to report back later in the video. I believe the bracket's going to twist. Anyway, make sure you've got it all set up and tested before you come on the trip in case it doesn't work for you. Just heading up. This is only a few minutes up the track, getting towards the dog fence. There is a gate that needs to be open and closed. Obviously, like always, leave all the gates as you found them, unless you're pretty sure it's meant to be closed and someone else left it open. Okay, we're coming through the dog fence. GoogsTrack.com. GOOGS Track, blah blah blah, conservation park, set aside to preserve native plants and animals during your visit. Remember, add plants and animals, blah blah blah. Our convoy will be closing the gate after us. Sign there says 4-wheel drive only, proper 4-wheel drive, recovery gear, tyre pressure gauge, compressors, all that sort of stuff. A few little bog hole bits you can dodge, a few potholes in that one, even on the smooth track. Alrighty, so we've gone through another gate, another dog fence, which you obviously got to open and close. It's definitely got to be kept shut, and we're cruising along, and pretty well in the first few k's at least. This is what it's like, and slowly, from memory, it's been a while, slowly you sort of get into some sand dunes, and they slowly get bigger, and you get a few bit bigger and better than the usual, if you know what I mean. Some of them can be a little bit challenging depending on your vehicle setup, driving skills, etc. Mainly tyre pressure. A few rocky bits. You can fly over it or you can slow down, whatever suits you. And shortly we're starting to get into the sand dune type area. Now let me think, what tyre pressures are we on? We're still, you know, we're up for a challenge, so we don't want to make things too easy too soon. I think our fronts were on about 22 or 21, and the rears are on about 25 still. We've got our traction control turned off. Other than that, no other buttons. We're still in high range. You could maybe call this the first dune. Hey Mitch, you want to count the dunes on this trip? See if you can remember, take count. This is a slight one. It wasn't much, but it counts for a dune, and probably not in the camera, probably not so much in the video. And sorry, it shakes around a little bit with corrugations. You get that. It's very hard to get something that's still. We can do what we need to do, but just hope the road smooths out a bit is all I can say. Does a pretty good job, yeah. Let me know in the comments if it's smooth enough, or if it's terrible. All right, and we'll go with the majority, because I know some people are just going to, it's terrible. Anyway, this is like maybe the second sand dune, all quite small now, but technically we are going over a sand dune. So they're up, and then you can see the next one's in the distance. So there's another one there. So that's 2. That's 3, 4, 5. We can see, well, we can see 3 more. Let's get down there. Another sand dune. Coming down one of the bigger dunes, pretty small still though, enough to rip someone's bash plate off though, back there on the side. Here we go, we just had a fox run across in front of us, missed it on the video unfortunately. Going up another little dune here that might have a decent view over the other side. Up on top of the next one, looking over to the next one. Whoa! This one could have a bit of a view over it. Give you an idea what the track looks like. Bit of corrugated here, but this one looks a bit steeper. Oh, this one could catch us out. Here we go, a bit slow. Yeah, slow's good, you know. You can always back up and have another go. That was probably a bit too fast actually. It would have been smooth if we went slower again. Here we go. This next one down up here looks like could be a bit of action. I'm just going to add, we're still in high range. We haven't. It's been very cruisy. High range at this stage. I'm hardly touching the gas. Transmission would still be using first, second, third, so torque converter's not locked. Temperature's up a bit, around 100. But what I'm going to do now, we've got some rough section here where most people are going to panic and go for it, so I'm going to demonstrate what I would do. There's no need to start having a panic. So we're back to first. I've manually selected first, and we're going to travel over it nice and slow and start smoothing it out, because as people just race over it because they see that and they think it's panic stations, it just makes it worse. Let's take it easy. Just thought I'd get out on one of the dunes and show you the typical view. We'll do the 360. Obviously this is the car on top of the dune. This one, not that massive, but you can see sort of one after the other. One of the other guys might pop over there anytime soon. If they do, we'll try and catch that. So that's your 360. And we're out of here. Let's get moving off this sand dune and off to the next one. And every now and then you come across one of these. If it's been wet and you want to get muddy, you can throw your car into a mud bath. But you know what we would do? Drive around. Just trying to catch the last one going over. So there. Back near that muddy bog hole, if you ever decide to come up here and you recognise it, you can turn left. Apparently about 5 minutes down the track there's some rock holes, and as described by some people, not that exciting, so we didn't bother going in there, but just letting you know in case you get to there and that's something you'd be interested in having a look at. At the moment we're just going to continue on a bit further up here. I'd estimate about 5k's to the turn-off to go to the campsites, GOOGS Lake. So we'll show you some more information on that once we get closer. Flattened out a bit now, we're driving along the sand dunes. So the sand dunes on our left. So we're headed, basically we've headed east now. So rather than the track's generally a northeast heading track, northeast type thing, changes around a bit and then ends up being north after the campsite further north. But at the moment we're headed east in between sand dunes. So we just, it's well signposted, the slight right turn to GOOGS Lake, that's where the campsites are. And as you turn off you go past the memorial. We didn't stop and have a look yet, that's why we haven't put it in the video yet, but we'll get back there later in the day and include it in this video, or perhaps another video with some more exploring around GOOGS Lake, what we do this afternoon. So I'll have to have a look at it. This video may end now. See how long we've gone already. Please give us a thumbs up if you like what we're doing, and this will be part 1 of GOOGS Lake, the GOOGS Lake video. And subscribe, turn the bell on, and you'll see part 2 and maybe part 3. Obviously we're going to have, this morning we're going to have a lunch break soon, that's where we're headed now. And we're going to set up camp. Then we're going to do a bit of exploring the Savo, a bit more exploring than we've done before I guess, and show you some of those, whatever we find. And same thing again, tomorrow we'll complete the track, so that could be 3-part series. So yeah, if you like that so far, please give us a thumbs up, subscribe. I think we'll call that a video, and part 2 coming soon. Thanks for watching guys, see ya.